they need to bring some fire today to stand a chance against FaZe Clan. We'll get into it now with the smoke. HE's purchase suggests a B attack, and that's exactly where they're heading. Nades towards the top of B coming through to stop the aggression coming from the CT side. For now, there's actually a very passive hold from FaZe. You can see 3 players turtled up on the bomb side itself, and we have 2 towards A. That's going to be Brokey and Olofmeister sitting towards the pit and bomb side themselves, allowing TYLOO to have full B control. Execution available for them. You see smokes towards Coffins and CD Spawn. The nades could be used towards Coffins as well, considering they haven't used them at the start of this round as they start to set things up here. First bit of utility deployed.
Just a decoy.
Just to bait out a bit of utility there. Just throwing it over, hoping it would cause a reaction of the CTs. And here come the HEs for Coffins, Alex.
Yeah, and it's actually looking like it could land straight on Nico. He's got no Kevlar, just the kit.
Spawn.
And here come the nades onto his face, and in they go. Looking good. A positive start on the pistol. HE's rare to see HE kills on the pistol round. And now, with just 4, Rain's dancing, but they haven't checked Emo. And coldzera only gets 1. Squanders his unchecked position. And with Brokey trying to close the gap back in, he's got bullets through the smoke as well. Will close the gap initially. It's on to somebody to hold them at bay. Big duel, important one. Now FaZe on the retake.
Well, well, well.
Ooh.
It was a fantastic start from TYLOO. Looks like it'll be converted as well. That should confirm things here. As 3 more coming in from CT Spawn. Olofmeister with the P2000. On for 1 frag, potentially, but not going to happen. A lovely B finish there from TYLOO. The double, maybe triple grenades towards the CT Spawn position. Finds him the opening frag, and the B stack is flushed out very quickly indeed. Here come those initial grenades. You can see damage done with the Glock as well. They find an opening kill, and it's a huge scalp to take as well in the form of Nico. Whoa. They managed to trade out very effectively. Some of a nice flick there towards Emo, and it's going to be the force buy from FaZe Clan now. Look out for the Deagles, armor, and 5 smokes, most importantly. They want to try and hold on to those for as long as possible, whittle the clock down, and see if they can fend off TYLOO, who have 3 rifles, 2 of which are Galils, a couple of MAC-10s, and they'll be approaching this in a slow and default manner, as you would expect.
Lovely, lovely rotation from Summer there on the Glock. He was eyes on Nubox, just quick reaction as his teammate fell, and 1 bullet later, he had the kill onto coldzera. Could have been a very different round if he wasn't as quick on the trigger. But 3 rifles and those 2 SMGs. As you said, spread default.
Oof. All right, somebody. They're turning up to play today. Nice shot landing towards the coffin position. Takes care of Nico once again. Hasn't seen an opposition at this point. As we'll see Brokey. Desert Eagle. Holding towards Boiler for now. TYLOO with a 5-on-4. Still with the majority of their smokes. Brokey will deploy his. Allows Summer to fall back and focus towards the mid position. Just firing off a few speculative shots there as they make their way back towards B at this point. Just 1 player remains on that side of the map, Rain.
He's just used his smoke.
Yeah, he's deployed that pretty early considering. So they can still bide their time, wait for their opportunity to execute. Similar sort of approach we saw in the pistol round here. Molotov for new boxes to be thrown by attacker. You have the same smokes outside from this area towards CT Spawn and Coffins. Rain will do very well indeed to even find 1. He has no utility. Maybe the 1 Deagle kill. There it is. But the bomb should be planted at this point with 15 seconds. No CTs to defend.
It's strange that 1 top mid smoke right there from Summer. I know that Brokey also dropped 1 of his own. Was enough to hold 3 players over towards the A bomb site. We always talk about with this map needing to make sure on the CT side you either keep control of Banana or top middle just for their information's sake, and FaZe Clan on their force buy, not being able to do either after losing that opening kill over towards B with Nico going on down. But if they can hold on to these 3 Deagles and the 2 smoke grenades that Olof and Cold still currently have in their back pockets, next round could still be interesting. It is, look, a slow start. There has been some time off for these players since IEM Katowice.
That's a good point. Been a while.
First official in a couple of weeks, for sure.
Yeah, hasn't kicked off the way they'd like it, that's for sure. TYLOO with a 2-0 start. Head 3, make it 2 Deagles will survive. Olof gives himself up, trying to find an exit there
was one of the
best.
Yeah.
And it was, as you'll see somebody open things up towards Coffins here. Nice shot towards Nico. Didn't even get a look in. So they'll save just the 1 single Deagle armor. That's from coldzera. He's still got a smoke. They purchased some PT50s. 3-0 looking very likely, though.
We have the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel power plays to get through today. Who do you think our #1 candidate on either of these two teams will be? Nico with some one-tap action, maybe?
I'd like to see a bit of Cold Zero and Inferno, T side especially, some AK-47 clutches. That would be a fun one to watch. And maybe a Brokey or play could come through as well. Time will tell. But we've got some very skilled players in the server right now. We can see Olofmeister just pushing out, just flirting with a bit of danger. Waiting up, trying to bait out some utility, which he has done successfully. It's going to be a Molotov used towards the corner, but B control granted towards TYLOO once again. It's going to be a bit of a stack, though. 4 players on this side of the map for the CT side. Smoke down. I don't think there's any commitment behind it. You can see just the one player coming through here. Just going to try and open things up, if possible, and he will do so effectively. Even if he goes down, not a huge deal. I would get out of there, if I'm honest, but fair enough. It works out for a couple here as he gets another dink. Great stuff there from somebody. Going to be finding the second kill for himself. Attacker with the 180, and it goes down to the 4-on-1.
So with this situation, we could probably talk about Chinese Counter-Strike and CSGO and how...
where has it gone?
Look, TYLOO did have that one moment. Remember the London major we had where it felt like, okay, you know, maybe they're getting their act together. Obviously, we have to go back many years.
They got out of groups there, no?
Yeah, they made it to the top 8, if I remember rightly. So with that in mind, you would think that they would give themselves a platform to continue potentially bring new players in, get everything working. But this crutch that they've had of relying on players from other parts of Asia has been an issue, right? We know Chinese, Mandarin, very difficult language to learn. And to have somebody like Benta, who was Indonesian, they had Execute there, also Indonesian. Now they have Zeta there, who is South Korean. That communication issue must still exist.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This team really hasn't lived up to expectations since about 2016, to be honest with you. We're all seeing them now with a 3-0 start on the T side of their map pick. Can they continue it, though? That is the question. FaZe are certainly the heavy favorites going into this one, but it's not the start they were looking for. But finally, they do have the weaponry. Brokey with that aforementioned AWP. He'll be using that on the majority of the CT side here, and he'll be holding towards Arch for now. B control granted towards TYLOO once again as somebody tucks himself in the corner here. They still have 5 smokes, flashbangs as FaZe try to regress towards the B side of the map. Unfortunately, though, caught with their pants down. It's a great opening double spray here, and somebody has helped himself to the B side. That's round done already.
He played that to perfection. He tucked in just before the CT re-aggression did come in, and then a perfect flashbang from Zeta. You talked about communication issues, Chad. Well, that's a perfect flashbang from the South Korean national, setting his teammate up. Somebody has been such a nuisance on B for these guys. It started in the pistol with his ridiculous, I think that was Summer actually, I should correct myself, the 2 S's. But yeah, he's had 2 rounds in a row now, just opening up the B side.
We're going to bring up Skybox here in a second for everybody, just to see how he got across so quickly. So somebody's just here towards top of Banana. The retake smoke comes out with the molly. He reacts off of the flash of his teammate. And as we can see, as we pause it, Rain is still blind, and so is Nico. So somebody getting across to this position right here was completely undetected. And you can see how this plays on out. In a moment, Nico is going to re-pick, gets his own flash down, expects nobody to be across, and somebody can step out with ease. Both of them completely blind again. Great work as they chase the frags with the live action right there, and only Brokey's going to survive.
Yeah, this is a huge round from TYLOO. Perfectly demonstrated strat there from Chad. You did see the flashbang timings come through. Unfortunate for FaZe as Nico throws the flashbang in for first oranges. A double kill for somebody, and they went on the hunt as well. They've got so much resources at this point. Absolutely fine to hunt out the map, and it's a successful one at that. They go up 4-0, and it's only the AWP saved at this point. I say only. Brokey certainly can win the round single-handedly, but he would have to do something quite remarkable as he heads towards the A side of the map. Maybe up towards the apartments now to see if he can open things up. Heads towards quad instead, and going to be boosted towards the pallet position by the looks of things here. We'll sort of look over towards T steps. Fumbled the movement slightly, so they will abort and fall back.
You think Olaf would be used to that, having Guardian on the team for so long. That was a very, very common Guardian peak. It's going to be a deep smoke towards the bottom of Banana.
Good
and
nade.
A double nade. You love it.
Attacker swallows it. Somebody took a fan, now throwing out his bullets. It's going to be a battle of the tracer fire. He's not too careful, but we'll be able to foresee. It's so early damage and advantage for FaZe Clan, but there's a whole lot more of this round to go. Oh, Rain's going to be forced out of half wall with that molly. Just having to take a slightly more passive line. Actually continues to hold his ground. flash, somebody reacts and just tucks himself in. It will keep the CTs busy though, and now looks like they're starting to posture a little bit more towards the other side of the map.
Remember, we have got TYLOO playing here in Europe. Currently situated within Ukraine, I believe.
Yeah, I've sent my spies out to get us as much information as per their European adventures as possible, so we'll report on in as soon as that comes on through. It is going to be a B finish here. They are heading back towards Banana. This could get messy.
It could do. It would have to be down to the timing, though. It's a good dink. Will there be the swing from Rain? He still holds towards a half wall for now. 2 dinks coming through. First kill will be there for FaZe, and Rain now starting to come online. He's got the AK-47, 2 low HP in front of him. I think this is enough. 15 seconds remaining. Rain is almost certainly going to get one of these. There's the first. 10 bullets left in his AK-47. That's enough. They've got a round on the board here, and can they get it clean? We are going to have Freeman on the retreat there, finding one in return, but there's another AK-47 to go with the AWP, and it's down to those CZs. Rain especially stepping up just when the team needs him. First round found.
We did become very familiar with the Zeus sound effect.
We did indeed. There was a lot of Zeuses going on last night in the 3-on-3 arena. More on that later as we get into round number 6. It is 4-1. FaZe Clan winning on their partial buy. Have found themselves in a very promising position as we enter round number 6 here. AK-47s have been retrieved, and the AWP for Brokey continues to look like it could cause some damage here. Currently positioned towards quad. And now TYLOO with 5 rifles, 4 of which were AKs, just to note that. Not focusing heavily on the Krieg at least, as they have plenty of residual cash as well. Brokey looking towards quad. Focusing towards that boiler room position, and no banana control granted towards TYLOO at the start of this round. FaZe a little bit more active with Rain leading the charge. Got the smoke down towards the bottom once again, trying to just push them back and maintain control here.
It's a great reaction from Brokey. It stops the initial probe for information. Someone no longer has his friend from Boiler, and has thus waited it out, buys himself 7 seconds. Coldzera now going to have the support of NiKo towards Arch, and speaking of the devil, he has got first blood. CT side peck away at TYLOO's A setup. Coming from balcony perhaps. Brokey some close quarters warping, Olaf tucked in on Coldzera's corner. Speaking of Coldzera, he's now in support. They are perfectly positioned for this A defense. It's just going to come down to execution. TYLOO, they've got 30 seconds. Here comes the hit.
Brokey ready and waiting though, and it looks like he's in a prime position to shut them down here. That's the bomb found on the site, and it doesn't look like TYLOO have much to say about this particular round. 15 seconds on the clock. Coldzera waiting for mistakes here, and he's got to find them. The full commitment comes through, and TYLOO can't make their way towards the A side there. Orbs recovered, AKs found. FaZe Clan have another decent hold, just running that clock down and forcing them into an uncomfortable situation right towards the end there. 4-2, but as we mentioned,
to be able to push from that arch side into the site without being taken on down. So it's the little details that we're looking at here for FaZe Clan.
Well, FaZe Clan starting to get on their feet now. They would have to beat TYLOO one more time to get them down to an eco here, and they're starting to get to that point. Zeta with just the MAC-10 here, AK-47s, and a faster-paced approach towards B. Flashes and smokes to be deployed, and they're making their way up quickly here. It's going to be up to NiKo to try and defend. He knows they're coming in quickly. The flashbang, it actually does not land in time. This leaves Rain in a very compromised position. So many T's in front of him, trying to drop the incendiary if possible, deny access towards the bomb side, but they're already vaulting their way up, and they've got a chance to get the bomb down here.
They just accelerated so fast. NiKo's been having a nightmare. Good spray for a second onto somebody, but NiKo on B has been getting battered. It's now, though, TYLOO's turn to be slapped around through the smoke. Bullets from Olaf now connecting, and that will force both somebody and Freeman to play a little more passive. They will be the second side to this assault.
Still a 4-on-4 here, and in terms of grenades, not looking good for FaZe, but the frags, they're starting to pick up at this point. Coldzera coming in from Coffins here, Olaf Meister, he'll be there towards CT spawn. A trade potential, this is an open frag there for somebody, and Summer, they'll have to try and defuse in the
they got it. I think they get it. They get it. Oh, FaZe Clan just complete daylight robbery.
Right down to the end there as well.
PCs and teething issues, who would have thunk it? They're
Game
fickle,
time,
aren't they?
Well, our issues are resolved for now, at least. Thank you for bearing with us. You are just in time, as Alex mentioned. The first map of this best of 3. We're on the pick of TYLOO, moving on to Mirage next. Dust 2 if required. And after a 4-0 start, FaZe are starting to get themselves back into this first map here. Inferno looking decent for them. Brokey with 4 kills on AWP. Hasn't really come online as of yet, but starting to build a reservoir of cash, enable them to have more resources closer, to take more chances, and will they be more aggressive this round? We are going to see a very default hold from the CT side and a partial buy now just from TYLOO.
Yeah, one thing I want to note is last round, FaZe opted to use very limited utility over towards Banana, and they've done the same right now. So I want to see if this is a theme throughout. Normally we talk about teams having to dump a huge majority of their nades towards that part of the map just to get control. If they're happy to concede it here, that's something that could be a flow-on effect into the game. But right now, it's going to be a set piece onto A by TYLOO.
See how far they can get in. They do have a lot of nades. I wonder if they're going pit side. They are. No one's home. coldzera opting for Graveyard and completely unscathed from the initial barrage of utility. And he's not done well onto the first. Second as well falling. Looking good. coldzera does, however, forego a Krieg. That'll be in the hands of Zeta now as the bomb will be planted safely. Somebody make sure that goes down.
Well, this is actually quite a promising scenario for TYLOO here. They've managed to pick up a couple of rifles, bring it down to the 3-on-3 and have the bomb planted as well. We have a player positioned towards the Graveyard position that's looking down right now, trying to be baited in by his two teammates on the bomb site here, but it has to wait. Rain will be coming in from the apartment position. He will swing first as the smokes are delivered here. Doesn't spot the player towards Graveyard just yet.
That's
hoping to see that reaction now. He seems to know. Fumbles the incendiary. The smoke has to go down. That buys him some time here. The MAC-10s can isolate. They know who the last player is, and they will take him down. No problem at all in the end. Got a little bit dicey there with the self-incendiary.
So close.
Should be fine, should be fine. There we go. It was closer than anticipated, but still, two players survived. A good round for both teams, considering FaZe felt like they could have given that one up there with a fumbled incendiary. Towards the end, though, it looked like it was absolutely fine. The plant comes in for TYLOO, giving them an extra $800 per player. Lost bonus, getting almost at the maximum now after 4 rounds in a row against them. Here's the incendiary that did miss out. It would have been nice to throw it in, but the kill was already found before he was required. So there we have it, 4-4, and there will be rifles coming online again. AKs pretty much across the board, apart from somebody opting for the Krieg.
Deep incendiary, keep the T's at bay, stop the wide swing. Does achieve that, and Nico achieves a whole lot more. Charging down with Rain, they're not going to stop either. More deep nades, maybe even a resmoke, completely locking TYLOO out of early banana control.
Yeah, you can see that nice Molotov down towards the underpass / T-steps position. Deep incendiary as well towards the bottom of B. Focus down there with a couple of flashbangs, and whoever's challenged that position will either have to extinguish the flames or fight. That was somebody removed pretty early on into the round, doing considerable damage towards Nico, but that's about it. They will fall back safely and secure a 5 versus 4. In terms of map control, nothing found for TYLOO yet. Gonna have to be smoking up towards the arch side and trying to make their way through. TYLOO set up their smokes, 2 players towards middle, 1 in towards the banana position at T-steps as smokes come in towards arch now. Doubling down. We'll see whether this works out for them. Trying to get that B control. In terms of residual utility, they have 1 smoke to try and take B if that's where they end up. That means they can smoke CT spawn Molotov towards the offense position, but it's still gonna be a very difficult procedure.
3 CTs from FaZe Clan are still gobbling up the bait on A. Here comes the A exec. Someone to flash them in.
Yeah, so the Molotov towards coffins. Didn't even smoke spawn. Is going to try and find the first kill if possible. Doing considerable damage, but nice positioning from Rain leads to 2. They still have the man advantage. That's a key shot, and Brokey doesn't nail it. Actually gives TYLOO a bit of a window here. Attack has to recover the bomb from CT spawn. They do have a smoke now to enable them to get the bomb down, but this has been stolen away. Brokey had that kill on a plate. Didn't work out for him. And now a 2-on-2. coldzera coming in from Banana. Freeman holding the Ruins position, waiting for all of Maestos on CT spawn.
Damn, that frag onto Brokey was everything. That was the bomb retrieved and planted exclusively because of the missed shot. Now looking very positive for Chinese squad.
Yeah, with the time remaining. Freeman just gets 1 of these, call it done. An attacker will be at the very back here. coldzera trying to find him. It's a big kill. He's actually pulled it off.
Wow.
That's insane. Shouldn't have had any business winning that round, but he does it once again with the skin of his teeth. It's to be 5 rounds in a row for FaZe. Another 1 versus 1 lands in their favor as TYLOO give the round up there. It was a great job to even get back into it. Didn't look like they stood a chance. Chad, what have you got for us?
All right, so check this out. This is how these rounds are starting off. You can see that Molotov from Brokey landing as the deep one, and then 2 more, so having to run through that blanket of flames. And this smoke that's been dropped on right here, you can see that's by the T's. So the CTs don't even need to worry about running through a Molotov because of the way TYLOO are approaching Banana right now.
Good point. Lots of fire down there at the bottom. TYLOO maximum loss bonus now. As we see 3 players focusing towards A this time. FaZe happy just to have 2 players towards the B side of the map. Quad focus coming through. Nades up towards the bedroom position. Not going to be connecting, but we have got a quad stack here. Olofmeister on top of the atrium. Looks into the wall to dodge flashbangs. His teammate will be directly beneath him. You have the AWP and quad as well. Bit of a classic setup here. We'll see if it works out for Brokey. Hasn't really found a ton of opening picks so far. Flashed off this time.
And Olof is going to get at least a chance. He tags him up. It's Coldzera to knock him down. And between the two of them, that's 4 kills. 3 for the Brazilian. Now onto somebody, 2 around the corner. If he transfers, it could get dicey. Brokey's gone down as well. A 1 versus 2 for the ace clutch. Somebody can get that bomb down in time. And now a question of repositioning. He is going to try and get himself onto hay bales. That's a ballsy maneuver. And I don't know if they've seen it. I don't know if they've sussed it out. He's going to have this fight now. He has been spotted. He's looking a little lost. Somebody will throw the smoke out towards Balk, but they can get onto that bomb.
So that incendiary should enable them to go for the defuse at least. They're probably going to have to now. The smoke down as well. Rain just needs to get it down, start defusing. They should be absolutely fine. The AWP here in this situation, not ideal. He knows it as well. If he had the AK-47 there, could go for the spam maybe. But once the incendiary went down, they've guaranteed the fact the apartments can't be touched. Get the defuse going. The AWP can't really spam. Might as well hold on to the weapon instead. One
of the cool things with that CT-sided adjustment coming out from FaZe Clan, having 3 individuals over towards that quad position, is because they've been peppering Banana with 3-man holds. They've had Coldzera there, backing them up with flashes. They've been throwing those deep Molotovs and getting aggressive. If you're the T side and you know that 3 individuals are harassing Banana, you know that, hey, maybe if we go a little bit quicker towards A, we can go for a pounce strategy up middle while they're getting control of that side of the map. Maybe we can take advantage of the fact there's only 2 players over towards A. Well, here, FaZe Clan stacking 3 players towards quad have completely squashed that thought and stopped it in its tracks, forcing what I can only assume is a tactical timeout called by TYLOO.
Yes, the US Air Force tactical timeout called by TYLOO indeed after losing 6 rounds in a row. Hunter's cousin has lost 4 of his 5 entry duels thus far. Hasn't had the best showing, but their team are starting to warm up.
We saw 3 of them off the top of my head. He got naded on the pistol, he got rushed down by a MAC-10, and he got nonsense by a Galil in the second
round.
Yeah,
that's a good point. It has been a bit of a difficult one for him, especially the nades at the very start to kick things off. Still got a lot of time here in the first half.
But Coldzera, as you mentioned, Henry, a bit of a specialist on Inferno, leading the way on 14 kills to his name. So the Brazilian stepping on up here for FaZe.
Different maneuver this time. You get asked to see that aggressive M4 make his way down. It's very effective. Coldzera with 2. Looks like Brokey as well will have a challenge from middle. He unfortunately won't be as successful, and it goes back to a 3-on-3. The success they found is quickly falling apart here, and that's a lovely play from Olofmeister. Should secure things as Zeta does pull a frag back. 2 versus 1. They know exactly where he is. Any strategy they had in mind is to be completely shut down. It's 1 minute 20, and 4 players have been dropped.
Wow, that's one way to get the round going, isn't it? My God, double killed galore. Cold and Olof taking a piece, but credit to Summer. He did exploit Brokey. As soon as he heard that pin pulled, he knew he could exploit that gap, and he managed to get both of the mid-aggressors, including the supportive AWPer. Now Rain, crawling to try and hunt down Zeta. Like ships in the night, could pass.
Yeah, there's still a good chance he wins this. Needs to bring it down to a 1 versus 1 first. Plenty of time, 45 seconds here. Needs to drop down off the hay bales. See whether he wants to do that. Goes for the pit instead. Makes a little bit of noise. Fine for now. No one there to hear it. Unfortunately for him, this AK towards the apartment position looks absolutely wonderful.
It's going to come down to plant spot, and that's not the one he was hoping for. Will get caught. Rain finds the final frag as he walks out balcony, collects an AWP as well. That's going to be a nice bonus thrown into the hands of Brokey. We said we see him on the T side AWP on other maps, but Inferno does seem to be CT all the way. This was Cold's opener, straight bringing the fight to TYLOO. Perhaps FaZe have had a conversation and decided they need to throw some disrespect and some speed at the TYLOO T side.
Well, with 7 rounds now on the trot for the FaZe Clan, this all kicked on off with that low buy round, right? Rain over towards the top of Banana. He gets those kills. They did the nade damage as well. So it's been one-way traffic, especially... Well, for the last 7, that would make sense. It's been 7 in a row. But it's been closer rounds, right? 4 of which have been a defuse, post-plant situations where FaZe have actually been tested.
There has been some very close rounds. A lot of 1v1s and 1v2s that could have gone either way. A different setup here for FaZe, though. They've boosted up on the new boxes.
Fun trivia for you. This was the setup they used in the last round of Inferno versus Na'Vi and Katowice, and Nico was Molotov'd off the boost boxes of New Box. So we're seeing this setup returned to by FaZe Clan. Unlikely to see the same incendiary, which I'm sure got right under the skin of FaZe Clan over in Poland. But let's see if this one's going to go any different. Sit has got a nice lineup for the front of site. It does obscure a lot of Nico's view, but not with the boost on the boxes. You can see the lineup for coffins. They're going to be incendiaring there. How do they deal with Nubox? That's the question. And oh, hello! Into the guillotine. Rain even catches one, licks Summer down with the flame. Just 3 down already, and it's just gonna get worse. A double kill from Rain, a quad in total. And they're just taking it in turns for these multi-kills, Henry. It's getting a little disastrous.
I love that setup from FaZe as well. The fact you got 2 players boosted up on the bomb side there, you're safe from all the flames on the floor. They've got a player towards the first oranges, new boxes. You could see they weren't ready for it at all, working perfectly in tandem as well. Here's Rain just dodging the flashes here, waiting for them to vault up on the bomb side. They've actually smoked themselves out of contention for the round as they enable FaZe to have the perfect setup almost and get 8 rounds in a row. Lost bonus will only get you so far. We are going to see pistols come out for now, Desert Eagles, P250s, and some armor, and a few basic grenades.
One thing that has not been lacking for TYLOO thus far is executes or set pieces. They haven't looked like they're just stray little cats and dogs running around the map, seeing if they can find a lick of food or a frag to their name. They've actually looked prepared, like they have ideas. So this is good signs out of the Chinese early that things are not just running around like a headless chook. That's what we'd call a headless chicken in Australia.
Chook. We'd call, oh, that is a lot of damage. That's what we'd call that.
So that you've been sconned.
Oof.
Sconned him on the noggin.
Maybe more to come. Jiggling for the info. Nico will throw out the incendiary. You'd imagine no bullets. He opts for them, and rightfully so, because Rain's done it again. Rinse and repeat, and then some. A quad kill to defend B the round before, and now against the armored pistols, it's exactly the same. Maybe one better, as somebody's the last one. Rain will tap away. Ace in round 13.
Asking about MSI beat it back in 2013. Well, guess what? Mr. Kings was over there as well, and I'm pretty sure we beat him too. So
old school name.
Yeah, I need to rub in the victories.
Yeah,
I don't have very many.
Yeah, you got to make sure that the people know.
Yeah,
make them count.
Oh, it looked like it was going to take a lot more than 25 points of foul for Taka, though. Oh, there it is, down to 32 now. The HEs will land at his front door.
Looked like they were released off the sound cue. Olof bringing the fight to Freeman.
Damn, that's the way to do it. The swing, instead of waiting for them to come to you, the swing out like that with the confidence and conviction behind it, Olof Meister knew he was getting that frag. Nice adjustment there. They haven't done that once. Throw it in at the bookend of the first half. Opening pick, attack already down to 32 as well. This could be a clean run from FaZe after being 4-0 down.
Wow. This is not looking positive though. It's a Krieg. It's very hard to defend. The bullets are shredding Rain. Down to 10. He's doing everything he can to at least get his utility out to buy himself some time.
Done a good
Rotate
job.
on its way. And that smoke seems to be respected.
Yeah, I think so.
47 seconds. Somebody hands the lineup.
This is for new boxes. This is the electronic Molotov everyone's been talking about recently. Line it up here.
Oh, if it lands on the setup of FaZe, they're just moving towards... Oh, they're going to boost. This is nice.
It's just really strong boost. Chad and I do this one. We always find a couple of kills.
It's filthy.
Here.
It is definitely quite filthy.
With the Krieg, I normally do this with the Silence them 4. Never tried it with the Krieg. See if it works out. There's the Molotov towards new boxes. We'll see the boost come into full effect now, and you can just duck and weave right now. Nico only finds one, but ready to try and stay alive. Goes above and beyond, considering he had 10 HP. The fact he gets a kill there, that's fine. And this kill looks like it's going to be absolutely fine as well. Cold Zero converts 2 towards the end. 10 rounds in a row for FaZe. After losing the pistol here, the B setups are just remarkable. They've had that double boost from first oranges to new boxes, and now in the previous round as well, after finding the initial kill, managing to get a boost at the back right. It looks very good indeed. Well handled.
This is the new FaZe that we're talking about, right? How well organized they look. They always have an idea going into each and every round. It doesn't just feel like it's thrown and cobbled together. It's not the individuals having to bail them out. This is individuals being set on up, and now you can see what that brilliance is able to do. If we take a quick look at the scores, Rain and Mr. Cold Zero, 18 frags each, 99 ADR for Cold, Rain on 115. Those two leading the way. Monstrous stuff here.
Yeah. Good point.
There you go. There's a scoreboard for everybody at home, and you can see that streak of 10 rounds on the board there as well.
Jumping and retaking banana control. That's the mission on the FaZe. Dorkit and Old K trading through the smoke. Somebody does well to catch Rain. Nico chooses to stand his ground. Note as well, 8 assists from Nico. He's been doing a lot of damage, and Brokey inflicts some permanent damage in round 15. Freeman gone. Caught on his adventure up middle, and they're continuing. They want to flank into A. They're already up short. Olofmeister on the balcony. The spray's not good. TYLOO have a shot into the site.
Yeah, the final round could lead them to success here. They've got a 3-on-2 advantage. The bomb goes down, but only just. coldzera waiting towards quad, and low HP players in front of him as well. Summer with the AWP holds patiently on the bomb site here. The Krieg making his way forward, though, joined in tandem by Nico. They'll both be towards the quad side here with just a Molotov available to them. They'll be thrown in towards a pit position. That's going to work out quite nicely, though. We'll see if it works out with the HE grenade. Here is a kill. Pre-fire towards the top left required. It's a common position, but not going to happen.
See the 2 smokes that came on out. This one here towards Arch side at the start, and this one here over towards mini pit. Now, these 2 smokes, traditionally, you'd be expecting players to come up quad and come out of holes, but you can see this misdirection here. They're actually waiting for the smoke to clear on the Arch side while feigning towards A. On that flash, they take control of Arch, and they're able to push on through. So fantastic stuff there, opening up an extra avenue by FaZe Clan.
Absolutely true. And here comes the force buy and response. The CZs and Scout combo don't land initial damage here. Now we're going to see those MAC-10 swarm towards middle. Smokes and flashes being deployed as they get ready with the HE grenades. Nothing landing just yet.
We caught that one, Rush.
What, the mistake he made? Yeah, it was a slight one.
Damn, Chad.
Yeah, all right, Chad. Thanks.
Come on, man.
All right, watch. I'll catch all Freeman's kills.
All right. Get them all.
Here we go. Freeman, down he goes. That's one missed.
Get all of Attacker's kills.
He's going to go down for sure.
Ooh, he's in so much trouble.
There it is.
Rain to get onto him. Summer to struggle, and this looks like 12 is in the bag. Somebody not to frag. We got 12.
That was a cool anti-eco as well.
Quick inferno here, though.
Yeah, I like that anti-eco from FaZe. It was very direct. They knew they're leaving spawn with a very clear idea of how they want to be approaching these rounds.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of conviction behind their initial steps out of the spawn area, and that was against a force buy, remember. 13-5 pretty much locked in here. You can't buy a single thing.
And it was the same look as the pistol round. They threw the smoke towards the Arch side at the beginning. They threw the smoke over towards that mini pit to cut off vision from library, and then they just this time went fast up quad with a couple of simple flashes. They just have to receive a little bit of nade damage this time round, but even though one of them will fall, hold up a second, it is getting interesting. It shouldn't be anything more than that. This MAC-10 should mop on up.
Should being the operative word. coldzera needs to be clean, he will.
There we go.
Had Freeman got the magical, mysterious double dink, could have been a bit awkward, but no.
Yeah. Well, the fact they get 3 kills there on a full eco, they buy 5 grenades and just rush down towards middle. Brokey did about 1,000 damage before he went down, though, so he had no chance of winning the round, but still a decent approach here from the USPs, managing to get a couple of kills. $600 extra for this MAC-10 kill as well, just to note that, as we'll see Olofmeister close things out with the assistance of coldzera there. So nicely done. 13-5. First gun round and orb for Zeta, but no armor to be spotted. Flashbang over as they go for B control at the very start. Molotovs are being exchanged towards half wall and of course the bottom as well. Nice shot of the orb, doesn't quite connect though. And we will see Brokey legged down to 18, but still live to tell the tale.
Yeah, nice work from TYLOO to get some early damage inflicted. However, there is more to this story yet. Flash Zeta off the line. They want to close the gap. They'd have to face the setup of Freeman. Somebody there as well alongside Attacker.
4-0 up, remember. Now TYLOO really on the back foot. Round 19, though, will find themselves with mid control. Bomb down towards middle. They have full B control here as well. Miss Smoke comes in from the FaZe side. I've seen a few of those this week. Miss Molotovs, Miss Smokes. That one, ideally, was supposed to land in towards the Arch. Doesn't quite connect. They'll have to reposition now and work out what the next port of call will be. They have got Olofmeister at the top of the B-bomb side itself. He's alone, just trying to flush out any remaining CT players. Rain finds the first floor apartments and pushes them back towards that pit.
This is real. I mean, I'd be buying this fake right now if I'm on A. They've smoked Arch early. I'm on long. I'm still sweating bullets. I've had contact. I'm throwing incendiaries short. That's how little info TYLOO have.
Yeah.
Actually, now some BU tilt, forcing somebody to try and go for aggressive info. This is going to be all off, and now he's gone down. Somebody will call it clear, and suddenly Attacker's going to expect the frags. He gets them too, a double. Down to Cold and Rain. Not much they can do now.
Surely not with 10 seconds here, Alex Freeman. As long as he gets one, the round should be secured. He'll take both. Clean stuff there from TYLOO. They will find their first big round here on the CT side. 13-6, and the M4s deliver.
Yes, I'm down. I thrive on the pressure sometimes, you know, when these top-tier players are in the server.
Well, they are getting ready right now. FaZe Clan versus TYLOO is underway as we enter round number 20 here. And it's actually not the most compelling buy for FaZe Clan. They've got a couple of AK-47s. Gone for the partial with the P250s around it. More than enough to win a round if you're a FaZe player, but time will tell if coldzera and Nico can get them over the finish mark here. Olaf a little bit frustrated. He took that much damage. You can see that reflected in his plays. He gets ready for the pop flash here. His teammates just going to explode up towards middle of one smoke on the right or left side. Time will tell which one it is as they go through the smoke now. Just going to be bursting up towards this arch side, sending in the pistols first as Attacker can hear them on the other side. Doesn't want to address the problem just yet. Flashbangs from his teammate Zeto will open things up. Somebody on the backstab. He's guaranteed the round here with this kill alone.
Should be a clean kill onto Rain. Not the cleanest, which does expose him only for a moment. That was cold. He kills the 2 players with armor, and that's just a clean up for Attacker. Big stuff from TYLOO on their CT side. We get the round recap. You can see that they've managed to string together themselves quite the set of CT rounds. There's more to come, though. We'll see that highlight as well. This second kill onto coldzera is really the final nail, just because that's both the rifles in quick succession.
Yeah, and look, I think one of the misconceptions with TYLOO is that they're just bad. That's not the actual case here. Their individuals have always shown moments where it looks, oh, there's promise of this guy, or if they could just get their communication sorted, or if they could have more experience playing in Europe, there's a chance. It's just never either been frequent enough, or it's never been the right constellation of players.
They've always just been that team that's going to take a map off you in a best of one every now and then. And ever since we switched over the full best of 3 tournaments, we haven't really seen them pull out an upset result, right? There just hasn't been that at all. So that's where they've really struggled. It's certainly a team that can be quite plucky at times, but not well-rounded enough to really be in the conversation for the top 20. We'll see whether they can find a few more rounds here on Inferno, though. It's a good start for Summer. Brings it back to the 4 versus 4 with the aggression towards the B side of the map. The Flames to protect him, but he's still in a lot of trouble here, and Olaf Meister will deal with him in due course. There is a dink in response, but still the man advantage resting firmly with FaZe Clan, and Rain has threaded the needle through towards CT spawn, and there's actually 2 players towards A still. Just one poor old player in the form of Attacker holding B with a flashbang. He's got 4 angry terrorists making his way towards his direction as he holds new boxes. He is cowering in the corner here. No rotations on the way. Bomb waiting towards the bottom of B.
They're just going to wait for this gap to completely close, I think. Attacker maybe, yeah, he sussed it out. He caught a glimpse of Rain, so there is a slight advantage that he gets this 1v1 for free. But he still has to defend against 3. Yeah, Rain's done well there. Gets the information, forces him into the open with the Molotov. They're going to be pushing in. Now, process of elimination states he has to be around oranges. Look at the patience from Rain. Yeah. Just waits.
Great smoke down there. It's deep in spawn as well. It means they have no access towards the bomb site whatsoever. 4 players survive here. Freeman with no option but to save the AK-47, holding towards the well for now. But no real reason to chase him if you're FaZe. You can see the money's low on their side. They want to keep everyone up. They know there's a full buy coming in for the CTs regardless. As Freeman gives his position out, they might be tempted there. Just have a little look. Brokey will nail the shot there with 4 HP. The Krieg prevails, of course, as we go 14-7. And now it has to be the perfect game from TYLOO to stand a chance here on Inferno. Remember, it's the pick of TYLOO as well. We move on to Mirage next. Bit of a favourite for FaZe Clan right now. Finding lots of good, consistent results on it. As Rain pretty much guarantees the round here. They had to go for it. They couldn't really allow this round to slip by. Doesn't work out for them. And a nice shot from Brokey to close things out there. MP9 for Attacker. The rest of the squad looking relatively healthy, albeit with a lack of the AWP.
So, playing a dangerous game. Jiggles for the info. Catches a bit of shrapnel down to 74. Start of round 22. Does still see 5 starting off the opening utility. You can see the lineup for the pop flash there behind Attacker. If my eyes don't deceive me, excuse me, that's going to be Summer. He's just going to get caught. Dry walk up from Nico. Punishes the setup.
You could see what they were trying to do there. The flashbang from the CT side, enabling the swing from the sandbags at that point. Had it come in 1 second earlier, could have been onto something, but Nico 1 step ahead of the curve. He will give them the man advantage as they hunt for map point here. Bomb still down at T steps. Waiting for any sort of CT reaction here, showing a little bit of presence towards A with the Molotov down towards quad. It's going to be up to Rain just to hold those players towards A if possible, as they have full B control for now. Just making sure they have no vision towards middle. You can see him watching towards quad. Just making sure the CTs don't get any chance to inquire on that side of the map as to what's going on. And they will fall back into what should be an A execution. You see they've still got 2 smokes, flashbangs and Molotovs. So just a smoke towards Moto or Library. Smoke in front of the pit, flashbangs in, should be good to go. Fake towards B here.
It won't draw a rotation at all. TYLOO realized at this point of the round they have to just stay in this 2-2 formation and hope that they're able to hit the shots. But this wrap from Arch here is going to make things much more difficult. That MP9 right now, you're about to see the weakness in that game.
Well, Freeman could step up. He is in a spot to actually cause some damage here. The incendiary couldn't be better timed, but the teammates are already through. It's going to be up to this MP9 now to find multiple frags. Not going to happen. The bombs be planted. A very effective round there from FaZe. Very disciplined. Very well done. Mid-round calling on point. I'm going to see olofmeister now just falling back. I'll take a bullet to the face. 4 versus 2. They have to save the M4s, and they require 8 rounds in a row just for overtime after this one.
Unrealistic, and yet somebody does perhaps stand a chance to get just one more kill on the exit. There are 4 Ts, perhaps, considering the hunt. Does look like Brokey's thinking better of it, realizes it's all the more valuable on him. Yeah, that's going to be 15, looking very promising. And we run Mirage up next as you started that conversation.
Yes, indeed. Mirage, I feel like this was the pick of
Ooh, look at
TYLOO,
this.
and they're getting, it's the sex bomb, they're calling it. But didn't actually do much
The
at
Tom
all.
Jones.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't actually connect and wouldn't have made a massive difference to you going into round number 23, if I'm being honest. So Freeman the mag 7, MP9 coming out once again. 8 rounds required, should be said and done at this point. FaZe Clan looking to tie things up. No problem whatsoever. Just a couple of M4s to try and hold them off. No AWP available.
Yeah, look, this is going to be one of those scrappier rounds right here, especially with the Swag 7 in play, the UMP, the MP9. This is where it might get a little bit dirtier. You might see the TYLOO individuals playing closer around these smokes or getting a little bit more aggressive as the round will progress. Freeman doesn't have too many options on where he can play that. Boiler would have been one spot, but that's been taken very quickly. Towards Ender Halls or on the balcony is another, but not too sure if he's going to last that long.
So, could be the final round of play here. Freeman with the Swag 7, waiting patiently. They have to pre-fire towards the board and stand a chance of this kill. Waits on the corner. Molotov's coming through. Has to extinguish at least one of them. The shotgun doesn't deliver. The AK does, though. And the M4. Great stuff from Zeta. Keeps him in the game for now. 4-on-2.
Brokey and Cold Zara. "60 seconds, so you can see no spring in their step just yet. The sacrifices made in the economy game aren't going to be echoing too much within the 4 remaining CTs. Only that MP9 on attacker that could be problematic.
FaZe have 2 objectives now. One is win the round, win the game. But that can take a back seat to what will be milking out any guns they can from TYLOO here. If they can just keep pressure on this economy, they can grab 1 or 2 frags. Make sure that the TYLOO players aren't able to keep everything that they have going through into the next. That would be ideal. However, it just feels like they're going to saunter on back and save. Taking a look at Nico's money situation right now, it's not fantastic. Brokey's isn't great either. Knowing that they only need 1 more round in the back pocket, there's no rush, there's no haste about this situation. We'll just hold on to what they have.
And I think you might be right there, Chad. With 4 seconds on the clock here, that's all they really can do. No money for Brokey and Cold Zara coming forward, but they do have enough for their utility. There you can see it. An old nostalgic screen there as the screen turns off.
Saw that many times in my life.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely more times than I've probably seen the more recent CSGO ones, but I'm trying. I'm trying to get back there.
It's a long grind. It's a difficult one to get back on the horse. TYLOO will have to do the same thing here. A perfect game required at this point. 15-8 down. 7 rounds required on their 7 rounds required on their CT side. Their pick. A chance to get warmed up though from Mirage. Flashbangs and aggression towards B below things. Somebody throws down the deep smoke. And at this point, plenty of players in front of him taking damage though. Needs to be very careful. olofmeister on the logs in front of him. Nico there with the grenades as well. Sitting behind. It looks like they might be able to do a lot of damage at the very start at least. First kill coming in momentarily. That's for Summer. And he will get away with it.
That's a big start. Nico ahead of the smoke. making no secret of their fall back into the site. Nico will have heard a lot of that. And they have their protocols in place for the B hold. $27 for Rain. That is some dominance and a bit of a bait, bit of an oopsie perhaps. coldzera does throw out that incendiary to perhaps sell the fact that Rain is going to be able to sneak behind Zeta. Now perhaps the B fake. You can see a barrage of utility. Rain's presence is going to get them paranoid, but they start to meander back towards A.
Yeah, well, TYLOO hold strong. They don't overcommit. They don't over-rotate here. They sit in the pit, which is what they should be doing. But Rain has found at least the first. Attacker now. His position's known. They're both in towards that pit position. Good grenade towards coldzera. A swing out from this AK-47. Attacker trying to reposition. It's working out for now, though. Gets the bomb down. Nico to swing, and he actually finds a shot. If they get this kill in the pit, that should be enough, but Freeman will hold on for now. Great stuff from him. The bomb to be planted, but the round should be over. Nico stuck in the bomb site. Nothing to do, nothing to say about this one. One kill to be found potentially. It just about misses there. And we are going to have 59 on the board. TYLOO keep their head above water for now. Money actually pretty broken on the T side.
If they want, they can pull that on out. But like we mentioned before, there isn't any rush just yet. And we really don't start getting excited about these comebacks until double digits. And even though TYLOO were only one round away from that, it just feels like FaZe are not biding their time, but it just feels like a matter of time until they close this map out.
Well, these are the sort of rounds they win. But then this one, Rain will be detected early on towards the bedroom. Attacker takes care of him. Early kill the M4. Clean as you like. And the Desert Eagle now to try and recover the situation. Nico finds himself in hot water, though. Decent grenade will push him back. Does a lot of damage. Ouch. And that should be his round over, down to 20 HP.
Nice movement from Attacker. Gives himself an advantage on this next duel. Olofmeister's caught. He's only got 4 bullets in that M4, but he's enough for another headshot. Brokey goes down, triple kill from Attacker. You said these are the rounds they win, not when Attacker is hitting shots like that. Problem solved. Eagle for cold. Won't hit the shot. 15-10.
5 rounds to close this one out. FaZe Clan just need that one nice set piece, a default, an opening pick. We'll see which way they're leaning towards to try and find that. Brokey can afford the AWP. Opts for the Krieg instead to have the utility. Here's play from Attacker. Up against the pistols. Nothing too crazy to write home about here, but still impressive sequence nonetheless. Especially that final kill there with 4 bullets in the clip. Zeta now. Double AWP setup. You can see somebody ended up bringing that out. And a faster pace from Olofmeister.
There's the opening kill you were hoping for on the default, but it's not a default at all. It's charging into B. Double kill from Olof. A taste of TYLOO's very own medicine. We saw them get away with this a couple of times on the T side. The rotate's on its way now. Already 1 towards construction. 2 gathering towards CT. That's where Olof's put himself. He wants the whole team. Misses the shots onto Attacker. Freeman and Attacker into the site. And now a 2v1. They've made this manageable to keep that match point alive and well. He's got time, and he knows where Nico is. Cold's the one to crab walk into the site now towards Pool for the moment.
Yeah, they've seen him. Nico with the flashbang there. Just jiggled out to make sure the position was clear. Actually spots the CT. You can see them both with a crosser towards his position now. coldzera and Nico waiting for opportunity. Going to plant the bomb to bait him out, I'd assume. Actually going to isolate him together. coldzera calls for the spacing, making sure there's trade potential here, and they've got him. 16-10. Very well played there from FaZe Clan. They were 4-0 down, but a very compelling first half towards the end. 10-5, I beg your pardon, and TYLOO dropped their map pick.